Hey everyone, we're diving deep today for those of you looking for some under-the-radar investment opportunities.
Yeah, those hidden gems that maybe aren't on everyone's radar.
Exactly. Sometimes you want to go beyond those big flashy tech stocks,
Exactly right.
and we're using the Smart Investor's latest market update to guide our deep dive today.
It's a great source for finding those potential opportunities where others might not be looking,
So to set the stage, we're in a bull market right now.
which means the overall market is trending upwards.
Right, which is great for investors, but it can make it harder to find undervalued stocks.
That's why we're going to be looking beyond those big tech names that are already grabbing all the headlines.
Now I know what you're thinking. The Smart Investor is talking about penny stocks. That sounds risky,
Well, there is definitely that perception that penny stocks are just a gamble.
but their track record with penny stocks has been impressive.
Yeah, their November penny stock picks saw an average return of 143%.
Wow.
That's significantly higher than the broader market.
Okay, so they're doing something right. What's their secret?
Well, it's not really a secret. It's about being analytical and not just chasing hype.
So they're not just throwing darts at a board.
No, they're looking for companies with solid fundamentals.
Got it.
A great example they highlighted was SoundHound AI.
Okay.
It's seen a 160% return since November, even with a recent dip.
So even with the volatility of penny stocks, their approach seems to be working.
It does.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Which penny stocks under $5 are they excited about?
So first up is Altus Power, trading under AMS.
Okay,
They're in the solar energy space,
interesting.
specifically providing power for commercial buildings.
I see where this could be strategic with the AI boom and all these data centers needing energy.
Precisely. Data centers are massive energy consumers.
Right.
And Altus Power is positioned to capitalize on that demand.
Okay, smart. What's next?
Next, we've got PaySign trading under PS.
PaySign. Okay.
They offer prepaid payment solutions for healthcare and commerce.
That sounds kind of niche.
It might sound niche, but it's a massive market.
Really?
Yeah, the potential U.S. market for this is estimated at $728 billion.
Wow. Okay, that's huge. But are they the only ones in that space?
Well, that's the question, right? The smart investor seems to think they have a unique approach.
So that's something you'd have to dig into and research further?
Exactly.
What else is on their list?
All right, next we have Talkspace.
Talkspace.
Yeah, or TK. It's an online mental health platform.
Oh, interesting. Mental health awareness is growing and using tech in healthcare is on the rise.
Right, and Talkspace is using AI to personalize that mental health care.
But that also brings up questions about data privacy and ethics.
Definitely, those are important aspects to consider.
Absolutely.
Okay, now for something a bit more tech-focused.
Okay, hit me.
Lantronix, or LTRX, they provide solutions for video surveillance and the Internet of Things.
Those are some big buzzwords these days. What makes Lantronix special?
Well, they're well-positioned in industries that are seeing a lot of growth.
Right, businesses are adopting video surveillance and IoT tech more and more.
And that means the demand for Lantronix's solutions is likely to increase.
Makes sense. So what's the final penny stock pick?
The last one is Tissue Labs Bio, trading as TTA.
Okay.
They're focused on innovations for tissue reconstruction.
Oh, biomedical stuff. Sounds exciting, but also kind of risky, no?
Exactly, and the smart investor acknowledges that it is a riskier pick
I see.
because of their current financial situation.
Okay.
But they also see significant growth potential because of their technology.
So classic high risk, high reward scenario. Definitely worth investigating more.
Right, but while penny stocks are intriguing, there are also some interesting developments in more established companies.
All right, let's shift gears then. What's happening outside the world of penny stocks?
Well, first they mentioned Intel, or INTC. They've noticed an increased trading volume lately.
Ooh, could that mean an acquisition is on the horizon?
That's what the smart investor thinks, which would make it an interesting stock to keep an eye on.
Definitely adding Intel to my watch list then. What else?
Then there's NVIDIA, NVDA.
NVIDIA, the big AI chip maker.
Yeah, and this one's interesting because they've actually been reducing their holdings in the company.
That doesn't sound very bullish.
But here's the twist. While they're reducing their overall holdings, they're strategically investing in a specific area within NVIDIA autonomous vehicles.
Oh, I get it. They're betting on the long-term growth of that market.
Exactly, a very future-focused play.
Interesting. So it seems like the smart investor is looking beyond current hype and focusing on future potential.
Absolutely.
Okay, what's the last company they mentioned?
The final one is Walgreens Boots Alliance, or WBA.
Walgreens, okay.
It seems there's a possibility of them being acquired by a private equity firm.
Interesting. But aren't private equity acquisitions sometimes a bit risky?
They can be. It could lead to growth for Walgreens,
Right.
but it could also mean restructuring and job losses.
So a lot of unknowns there.
Yeah, definitely something to watch closely and research further.
Okay, noted. So we've covered a lot of interesting stock picks, but the smart investor also talked about something else, options trading.
Yeah, and they believe options can be a really powerful tool to amplify your returns.
Really? Tell me more about that.
Well, they shared some pretty incredible stories about their subscribers and the results they've achieved through options trading.
Okay, like what kind of results are we talking?
Well, they mentioned a subscriber named George who made over $266,000 in profit trading SMCI options.
Whoa, that's a lot of money.
And then there's Justin, who saw a 380% return in just 1 week.
Seriously, 380% in a week.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
But are these typical results or are these just outliers?
Right, that's the big question, and it's important to remember that these are exceptional cases.
Got it.
Options trading can be much more volatile than simply buying and holding stocks.
So how does the smart investor approach options trading then?
They really emphasize the importance of education and understanding the different strategies. They actually offer a comprehensive training program to help investors learn the ropes.
A training program. Tell me more about that.
Well, they have over 3 hours of video content
Wow, that's a lot.
covering 29 advanced options strategies,
29. That's quite a few.
all illustrated with real-world examples.
Okay, so they're not just throwing out theory, it's practical stuff.
Exactly.
So before we move on, can you give me a quick breakdown of options? What are they and how can they boost returns? I think a lot of listeners might not be familiar with them.
Sure, basically an option gives you the right, but not the obligation, to buy or sell an asset at a specific price
Okay.
by a specific date.
So you're essentially betting on whether the price will go up or down.
Exactly, and that's how you can leverage your investment and potentially magnify your gains.
But that also means more risk, right?
Absolutely. Options trading can be a lot more volatile.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not. But for those willing to learn and manage that risk, it can be a powerful tool.
So sounds like the Smart Investors training program could be a valuable resource for anyone interested in exploring options.
That's what they aim for.
So just to recap before we move on, we've talked about 5 penny stocks that the Smart Investor is excited about.
Right. Altus Power, Paysign, Talkspace, Lantronix, and Tissue Labs Bio.
We also touched on those established companies they're watching.
Intel, NVIDIA, and Walgreens Boots Alliance.
And we delved into the world of options trading.
Highlighting both the potential and the risks involved.
It's been a lot to keep in so far.
It has, but this is just the start of our deep dive.
Exactly. We'll be back with part 2 soon, where we'll unpack even more insights from the Smart Investor.
So stay tuned, we've got a lot more to uncover.
See you in part 2.
See ya. And as we dive back in, let's talk more about that options training program the Smart Investor offers.
Yeah, they're actually running a pretty big discount right now.
Oh, a discount. Always a good thing.
Right. But what I found more interesting was their belief that anyone can learn and benefit from options trading.
Yeah, that goes against the idea that it's only for Wall Street pros.
Exactly. But let's be real. Options trading does come with higher risks.
Oh, absolutely. We can't emphasize that enough.
So how do they address that in their program?
Well, they seem to focus heavily on risk management,
Okay, good.
like setting stop-loss orders, understanding volatility, avoiding those common pitfalls.
So they're not just throwing people in the deep end.
Nope, they provide some safety nets.
What else sets their program apart? There are so many options trading resources out there.
Well, they highlight a few key things.
Okay.
First, it's taught by experienced traders with a proven track record.
So not just textbook knowledge, but real-world experience.
Exactly. And second, they emphasize actually applying the concepts.
Oh, so it's not just dry theory. They show you how to use it.
Yeah, they walk you through real trading scenarios.
I like that. Learning by doing.
And they also offer ongoing support,
Oh, nice.
even access to a community of traders.
That's huge. Having a support system can make a big difference.
Especially with something as complex as options trading.
For sure. Now, we always remind everyone that the Smart Investor is just one source.
Right, it's always wise to get multiple perspectives and do your own research.
Absolutely. But I think their approach, focusing on analysis and risk management, is a solid framework,
I agree, they really prioritize education and empowering investors.
which aligns with our mission here at the Deep Dive.
Exactly, giving you the tools to take control in your financial future.
And speaking of taking control, let's zoom out a bit and talk about the bigger picture.
You're right, it's easy to get lost in the specifics.
It is, but investing is about more than just picking stocks.
It's about understanding your financial goals, your risk tolerance.
Your overall investment philosophy, right?
Exactly. It's about aligning your investments with your values and your vision for the future.
What kind of impact do you want your investments to have?
What kind of future are you building for yourself?
These are the questions to ask yourself before jumping into any opportunity.
And remember, investing always has some level of risk.
There are no guarantees.
But by being informed, doing your research, and finding reliable sources,
You can increase your chances of success.
and that's where resources like the Smart Investor and the Deep Dive come in.
We're here to guide you and empower you.
But ultimately, you're the one in control.
You have to take what you learn and apply it to your own situation.
So as we head into the final part of our deep dive,
It's time to think about what actions you'll take.
which companies or strategies resonate with you?
What questions do you still have?
How will you find those answers? This journey is just beginning.
We're excited to continue this conversation with you in the final part of our deep dive. We've explored a lot in this deep dive.
From penny stocks to bigger companies, even options trading.
Right, but now let's bring it back to you, the listener.
Exactly. How can you use this information to make smarter investment choices?
Let's recap some key takeaways.
Okay, sounds good.
First, even in a bull market, there are still hidden gems out there.
Like those penny stocks we talked about?
Altus Power, Paysign, Talkspace, Lantronix, Tissue Labs, Bio.
Right, they might not be household names yet.
But they're connected to some major trends.
That's key, looking for companies aligned with those long-term trends.
Whether it's renewable energy, digital payments, or even the growing need for mental health services.
Those trends can create huge opportunities.
It's about looking beyond the hype, finding companies solving real problems.
And shaping the future.
Don't be afraid to explore beyond the obvious choices either.
Yeah, those big tech giants are tempting.
But there's a whole world of innovative companies out there.
Like NVIDIA with their shift towards autonomous vehicles.
That's a long-term play, not a quick win.
It's about understanding the bigger picture, making choices that match your vision.
Do you believe in autonomous vehicles?
If so, NVIDIA might be worth a closer look.
It always comes back to aligning your investments with your values.
And remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to investing.
What works for one person might not work for another.
That's why research is so important.
And understanding your risk tolerance.
Building an investment strategy that fits you.
The smart investor likes options for amplifying returns.
But that's just one tool.
You have to understand how options work.
The different strategies, the risks involved.
Don't forget those established companies that might be changing too.
Intel with that potential acquisition.
And Walgreens, possibly getting bought out by private equity.
Those situations need careful thought and more research.
What would an acquisition mean for those companies?
How would it affect their future?
These are questions you have to answer as you explore.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Take the next step. Don't just sit on this information.
put it to use.
Dig deeper into those companies that grabbed your attention.
Explore the ideas we talked about.
Keep learning, keep asking questions.
The world of investing is always evolving.
There's always something new to discover.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out.
The keys to success are learning, making informed choices, and staying curious.
And that's it for this deep dive.
We hope you found it valuable and empowering
Remember, we're always here to help you navigate the world of investing.
and unlock your financial potential. Thanks for joining us.